Hi, Chairman Gensler. This is Attorney John Deaton of the Deaton Law Firm, also amicus counsel for 75,000 XRP holders in the Ripple case. As you know, sir, there has been a investigative report by the Office of Inspector General related to the June 14th, 2018 Hinman speech, providing Ethereum with a regulatory-free pass. There's been an investigation into the massive conflicts of interest and gross appearance of impropriety, and you have 10 days, sir, remaining, and this is a respectful request for you to release that report to the public. 75,000 XRP holders, I believe that generates enough public interest. Thank you, and have a good day, and good riddance to you, sir, although I wish you the best. John Deaton.
John Deaton, what a gangster that guy is. A true American hero. I can't stress enough how important he was being our representative, the XRP investors' representative in that court case of Ripple versus the SEC. He's calling Gary Gensler saying you need to release that internal report. They did an internal investigation over Hinman, the Ethereum speech, and all the conflicts of interest. And usually I would say, you know what? That thing ain't seeing the light of day. It's going to go straight into the shredder. But it could have a political impact here because that was the workings of the prior administration, which is now the incoming administration. And so if it's going to cause some damage or turmoil for any of those people involved, people like Jay Clayton, who has a big position there, he might release that thing. So whether it's for bad purposes, we may see its contents depending on what it says. Will be interesting. Only time will tell. Moon Lambo with the following post: is XRP's top in? There are many analysts who say XRP has already hit the peak for this market cycle, and it's only down from here. Now, Moon Lambo goes on to say, fun fact, 0% of these geniuses, these charting wizards, predicted XRP's meteoric rise in November. If they're so smart, why didn't they see that coming? This is the truth. Could it happen? Of course. We could have a black swan. We could have all sorts of things pop up here. But if that happened, it'd be very abnormal. It would be unlike anything we have ever seen before. The stage is set here, and the odds are on our side. It's almost a certainty XRP is going to set a new all-time high, and it should be quite a bit higher than anything we've seen before. We'll have to see it play out. There's risks and everything, but again, the odds are on our side this time around, and I think we're going to see significant new all-time highs. I put this article up on X today. I'll link it down below. You can read all the minutia. But it's about Ripple's launch of RLUSD. And it's an interview. It's based on an interview with Jack McDonald. He's the Ripple Senior Vice President of Stablecoins. Now, I'm not a big fan of Jack because of the whole poly-sign thing, but it is what it is. And I thought this was an interesting interview where he sheds a lot of light on the technical and strategic hurdles that Ripple has to face right now. It's not so easy getting that coin listed. First and foremost, you have the issue that there's a technical problem here. It's not like listing a stock. If you list Apple stock, Amazon stock, it's the same procedure, right? There's no difference. These are, standardized systems. But in blockchain, if you're going to list an XRP Ledger token, you have to have the technical know-how. You have to have the systems in place. And so there's a commitment of time and resources to make that happen. It's not so easy. A lot of these exchanges, they're versed and listing Ethereum tokens. This is something new for them in terms of XRP Ledger tokens. So he says that's a little bit of a problem there as well. The exchanges want to make sure there's enough demand, enough volume to make it worth their time. I think we'll get there. But he brings up a secondary problem. The fact that a lot of these exchanges, like Coinbase, have a vested interest in Ripple's competition. Coinbase is a co-owner in Circle's USDC. They want you using USDC, not RLUSD. They don't want you using Ripple stablecoin, and so that can be a roadblock as well. I covered this in a video yesterday where I said I think it's really important that Ripple partners with an exchange and lets them buy into their project, a US exchange, so they're incentivized to push this stablecoin to provide liquidity. And if it becomes popular, well, it's going to force Coinbase and other exchanges' hands. To me, the two targets I looked at were Robinhood, which could be problematic because I'm sure they have their own stablecoin at some point in time coming, and also Kraken. I think Kraken would be the best. there's some problems there that would need to be mended from the past, but I think it's doable. And that would give Ripple a good inroad to the US market for retail investors. Look, I get it. They're going to use RLUSD for institutional payments, but retail liquidity, it spends just as good. And you want all that liquidity mixing together. It just makes the network that much more liquid, that much more usable. You don't want to give up any of these markets. And the US retail market is significant. Let's go after it. Let's attack it. We'll see what Ripple has in store for us. Monica Long, president of Ripple, she said it's imminent. We're going to see more listings. So I'll believe her until we see otherwise here. Now, good morning, crypto. He posted up this really interesting patent from Bank of America using Ripple systems. And this has been the longest running partnership that's been announced and unannounced for so long. Eventually, I think once this court case is done, you'll see some real announcements come out with the work that Ripple's been doing with Bank of America. It's significant. And we see Good Morning Crypto saying the following: the patent describes a system for real-time net settlement using Ripple's distributed ledger technology, involving real-time transaction settlements, supporting multiple currencies, and aims to reduce the need for physical accounts at partner banks, focusing on real-time settlement, multi-currency, and digital ledger efficiency. Going digital saves a lot of costs. This is going to be a big one. And this could be one of those partners where maybe it doesn't matter about Coinbase because the things you're doing with big players like Bank of America, Santander, stuff like that. Maybe that's the way this plays out. We don't really care about the Coinbases and people like that. Only time will tell, but I thought this was interesting. Go over, follow Good Morning Crypto. Great account, lots of breaking news. Check out this patent. I hadn't seen this before. I'm not sure where he dredged that up at. Mikkel saying the following: remember what you hold. So this is an interesting story. I actually put this infographic together quite some time ago. Someone sent me a PDF. It's like a monthly thing that JP Morgan sends out to their advisors. And some of this PDF dealt with Ripple and XRP. So I cut those sections out and put it, in one singular slide here for you to see. And it says XRP can be used to facilitate transactions of many kinds, including fiat exchanges, commodity trading, and even crypto trading. And the XRP is poised for significant adoption. So pretty bullish report here by JP Morgan. I'm going to dredge this whole report up, send it over to Mikkel. It was one thing, though, that the original person that sent it to me asked that I don't put it out in its entirety, partially because it had the person's name that the report was originally sent to. So anyway, we'll get that over to Mikkel so he can take a look at the source doc. I put this poll up the other day. Does XRP hit new all-time highs Q1? 76% believe yes, and I agree. I think either Q1 or Q1 plus a month, maybe April. But I think we're going to blast past all-time high and set a new high. I don't know how high that is. The price targets I'm looking at, not because I'm a Nostradamus and I know where the ceiling is, just because I think we're going to easily hit those targets and I can pull some really nice gains there. I would not be surprised, though. Q1 this year, imminently, we are going to all-time highs. It doesn't look good out there right now. It's a little bit scary. I'm not worried at all, though. I think all-time highs are within sight here. We see Crypto Law putting up the following. Gary Gensler repeated his assertion that crypto is rife with bad actors, which he failed to actually focus on. See, that's the issue. You can go after the criminals, the Do Kwons, the Sam Bankman-Frieds. He didn't do that. But instead, he decided to wage war on all cryptos, including many good actors. He went after the Ripples, the Krakens, the Coinbases, the billion-dollar conglomerates that want nothing more than to just follow the laws. Just give them some guidance and they will follow the rules. And so because of that, he got nothing done. He was counterproductive. The guy is an epic clown and failure. And I'm so glad he's on his way out the door. Bill Morgan said maybe it's the SEC that is rife with bad actors. And, the everyday work at the SEC is probably a very good actor, but a lot of the people at the top, they're political puppets. They're in there to give cush deals to your big banking institutions, people like that, your investment banks. They're not there to protect investors. Gary Gensler doesn't care about you or me. We know that. Dan Moorhead is saying that the U.S. should convert its $600 billion in gold into digital gold, into Bitcoin. They're not going to do that. They're not going to take all of their gold holdings and convert it into any kind of crypto, but it makes sense for the U.S. to start building up this digital reserve of a basket of crypto assets, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen over time, and they'll get something similar to gold over the long haul for sure. And just the fact that Other than what they've already done, you're going to see the US probably stop selling the crypto they seize, less crypto in the market. You know what that's going to do in an environment with rising demand. Prices are going to continue to go up. This poster here, Stephen Hudspeth, says Hugo has to learn, even though he thinks he's clear, he's only truly understood by a handful of people. Hugo Flare Network is very technical. He speaks to the engineers out there and maybe not the everyday person. And the basic analogy that this poster says is, well, the whole concept is new. He's built the new engine, right? And the only people who can truly appreciate the motor and fully understand it is, well, other engineers. And us, the regular people, we just want to know one question: when can we take it out for a spin? And it is true. This is a very emerging and early and advanced network. We're going to get there, but a lot of people think it's ready right now. Like, they want to know, why isn't Ripple using it? It's just not ready for that type of thing. Again, it'll be something we build towards, but it's little steps. Get this network, more functional, more value flowing through it, more applications on top of it, and we can build the bigger and better things. And I absolutely agree. Hugo, he's as smart as they get, but a lot of times David can be like that too. They talk at a very high level, and it goes over all our regular people's heads sometimes. Raul Paul, breaking down the phases. He has his banana zone, right? He says Banana Zone 1 was, last year when things started breaking out. Up next, Banana Zone 2. And what that is it's a time when everything goes up. So you notice it's not time for XRP to have already hit its all-time high. Everything, and I mean everything's going to go up. I think XRP will go up a lot more than many out there in crypto. Finally, Banana Zone 3 is where the core winners explode and make much higher highs. Concentration phase. So we'll see this play out. Looking back, it's easy to figure out where your phase 1, 2, and 3 kind of hit. In real time, it's not so easy. What you need to know right now, if everything plays out as it should, as it traditionally does, it's only up, at least for some time. Be interesting to see. Bitwise latest survey reveals 56% of advisors said they are more likely to invest in crypto in 2025 after Trump's win. What about the rest of the advisors? They probably are going to invest no matter who won, likely. Chad Steingraber, former Ripple employee here. New SEC chair Paul Atkins. Well, he's a board member of Securitize, who is also funded by Ripple. This gets more and more bullish by the day. And lastly, we have this video from Bankless. And what they say is, listen, the future users of blockchain are probably AI agents, and they don't care about this maximalism stuff. They don't care if XRP is better than Ethereum. They just care about the functionality. And the computer, the AI agent, it will use the best blockchains. They care about liquidity. They care about functionality. The rest of it doesn't really matter to an AI system, right? And so the best chains ultimately are going to win. The ones that have the most liquidity, the ones that are most useful, that have the most utility. The real users, they're on their way. They may not be even in existence yet, but they're going to start coming online 2025. And while we, the regular folks, may invest in this blockchain space, the real users, in terms of numbers and volume and amount of payments, they're on their way. They're being created as we speak. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.